Hi guys, good day. This is Wisdom Adibawale Onofue, otherwise called Psycho Wizard, and I will be your facilitator in today's class. So in the last class, we learned about chapter 2, where we treated the nitty-gritty of research methodology. In today's class, we're talking about chapter 3, the results section, where we need to learn certain things you need to do before you run your analysis, the things you need to do while running your analysis, and the things you need to do after running your analysis. So bear in mind, after going to the field to administer your questionnaire to your respondents and you get their feedback, you then go back to your place of comfort and do data scoring in line with the manual of that particular skill as specified by the author of the skill. And after doing data scoring, you then make use of SPSS or whatsoever instruments you might want to use to run your analysis. So for the focus of this class, we are focusing on SPSS as a form of data analysis. So using the case study projects we have been using from chapter 1 down to this current stage, in which the topic is self-esteem and locus of control as predictors of sexual masochism amongst undergraduates. So we are making use of SPSS for our analysis. And then you need to know that SPSS is called Statistical Package for Social Sciences. We have so many versions of SPSS, currently in version 26.0, so you need to specify that. And then you need to bear in mind that SPSS has many instruments, some being t-test, analysis of variance, Pearson correlation, MANOVA, and the likes, etc. So let's begin. The focus here is to learn about the basics. Yeah. So let's begin with t-test. T-test compares the means of two groups. Analysis of variance. Analysis compares the means of two or more groups. So let's break it down. T-test, there are two types. We have independent sample t-test, paired sample t-test. Independent sample t-test, I call it unrelated sample t-test. Paired sample t-test, I call it related sample t-test. So let me explain. Independent sample t-test compares the means of two unrelated groups. Paired sample t-test compares the mean of two related groups. So what do I mean? Let's assume you are trying to examine gender difference in the report of sexual masochism, our research question 3, research hypothesis 3, research objective 3. So for that aspect, you're using independent sample t-test to run the analysis because we have two unrelated groups, male and female, under gender. So for paired sample t-test, it compares the mean of two related groups. And let's pick a random topic: effect of time of meal on memory recall amongst undergraduates. So let's assume I, as a researcher, I get my respondents and then I administer breakfast and I take their memory recall in form of any assessment test, and then I come at night, administer dinner, and I obtain scores from their memory recall, maybe in form of any assessment too. So because I have two related groups, participants who took part in the first group also took part in the last session, I'm using paired sample t-test to run the analysis for that particular case study project. So that's independent and paired sample t-test. Okay, so independent sample t-test compares the means of two unrelated groups. Paired sample t-test compares the means of two related groups. By unrelated groups, I mean participants in one group cannot be in another group. Participants who are male cannot be females at the same time, unlike paired sample t-test, in which compares the means of two related groups. Participants taking part in the first session will take part in the second section. So that's that with t-test generally. We also have analysis of variance ANOVA, which are various types. One way between ANOVA, one way within ANOVA, 2 by 2 factor ANOVA, etc. So one way between ANOVA is the higher version of independent sample t-test. One way between ANOVA compares the means of at least two or more unrelated groups. Two or more unrelated groups, unlike one way within ANOVA, which is a higher version of paired sample t-test, which compares the means of two or more related groups. So one way between ANOVA, an example is, let's say you're trying to examine gender difference in reports of sexual masochism, and you have 3 or more classifications for gender: male, female, non-binary. Male, female, non-binary. So you are going to make use of one way between analysis of variance to run that. So on the flip side, one way within ANOVA examines or compares the means of at least 3 related groups. So let's take, for example, a topic like effects of time of meal on the memory. Effects of time of meal on memory of undergraduates from XYZ University. So let's say you have 3 time sessions in which you administer meal to your respondents: morning for breakfast, afternoon for lunch, night for dinner, and then you are taking their recall scores in an assessment test in each of those sessions. So you are making use of one way within ANOVA to run that, because you have at least 3 related groups. So let's delve into Pearson correlation. Pearson correlation is that which compares, or is that which examines the relationship or association between 2 variables, comparing the relationship or association between 2 variables, and those variables must be psychosocial, that is self-esteem, locus of control, masochism, etc. And those variables cannot be social demographic. So that's Pearson correlation. So if you have a positive relationship between variable A and variable B, it means as A is increasing, B is increasing. As A is decreasing, B is decreasing. On the flip side, we have negative association or negative relationship, which is stating as variable A is increasing, variable B is coming down. As variable A is decreasing, variable B is going up, vice versa. That's Pearson correlation. So after running analysis in line with some of these research instruments, you then need to report it as your chapter 3 results section, and you begin by giving us the main objective of your study. Also letting us know so you are going to present the data in line with your social demographics in terms of frequency, percentages of each of the classification under gender, age, and whatsoever social demographic variables you are presenting. Afterwards, you delve into hypothesis testing proper, in which you let us know your research hypothesis, and you let us know the particular instruments you are using to run the analysis for that hypothesis. You are presenting the table by labeling and then presenting results in line with those tables. Let's assume you are making use of independent sample t-test. You are letting us know this particular table is independent sample t-test table comparing blah 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 blah, or one way between subject ANOVA summary table. You are letting us know the name of the table, and then you are reporting that result. So bear in mind your writing style is APA 7th edition across your projects. So that's that with today's class. See you guys in next class.